This is Grapplers Talk.
What is up, fans of Grapplers Talk? This is Dave coming at you with another episode each and every week. First of all, I just got to say happy holidays out there. Thanksgiving just passed, and with all the holidays right around the corner, just want to say to the fans, thank you for your continued support. Right now, we do have our contest going on for Guest of the Year on our Instagram poll. If you go out and check it out, you can vote, and you can vote as many times as you want in the comment section. So if you have somebody, all comments and all votes will be counted. So if you go and comment 100 times, you got 100 votes for your homie. So thank you for your continued support. First of all, I just got to say thank you to our partners out there, ButterflyX and Spar Soap, for their continued support of the podcast. Thank you for providing us with the best antibacterial soap, antifungal, antimicrobial, all natural, made here in the United States. Go use our promo code Grapplers Talk. You'll get 10% off of your order on Spar Soap. And if you go put in code word Grapplers Talk 10 at ButterflyX on any of their rash guards, gis, anything like that, you'll get 10% off of your order. That's code word Grapplers Talk 10. So again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to all of our partners. We appreciate everyone out there. I am really excited about this episode this week. And I first got to see this guy compete a couple times on some Arte Suave cards, and what I really noticed is he doesn't waste much time in there. He wants to get in there and handle business, and I was really impressed by a couple of his matchups, and thrilled, and I've been following you for a while now, but I'm thrilled to have none other than Dynamite White, Ahmed White, the man, world champion. Thank you
Yeah,
for being on Grapplers Talk, brother. How you doing?
yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Yeah, so I know we've been trying to get together for quite some time, and yeah, sorry for the wait, but yeah, we're here
No,
now, so
all things
mhm,
that are good are worth waiting for. But
absolutely.
yeah, man, I just want to get into your story. And first of all, how did you get introduced into jiu-jitsu? What made you go that route, and what kept you in the door?
Man, I wish I started so much sooner, but yeah, no, I was just your typical gym rat, just working out all the time every day. I used to actually work for a gym, the 24-hour fitness in Richmond in Hilltop. So yeah, I was there all the time, and then a buddy of mine said, "Hey man, you're in really great shape. You should go and should try it out. Try out MMA or some kind of martial art." So he recommended I go to this one academy that was in Berkeley, and I was in Berkeley all the time because I'm from Berkeley. I have family in Berkeley, so it's like, sure, yeah, I'll go check it out. And yeah, sure enough, as soon as I went and tried it out, I was training every day and fell in love with it right away, and been doing it ever since.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
and and do you remember what those first couple training sessions were like going into the room? Where was the crowd welcoming? Were they all cool with you, or were they just sizing you up because you're a big guy?
No, so yeah, the spot I started at was it was a little lower tier. It was a good community, like family style gym where it's kids and teenagers and everything. Not too many like super tough athletic guys there. So at the academy I started, I was the biggest, toughest, meanest looking guy there. So more people were just kind of like, "Whoa, like who's this guy coming to coming to check this out?" So yeah, no, I didn't. It was a very welcoming experience. I think so. Yeah. First,
Yeah.
you said the first couple classes. What were they like?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I just first couple classes, I kind of just instantly gravitated towards understanding like the technique, like doing everything kind of step by step and like putting it all together. And it really, it kind of it fascinated me. So
did you follow the sport or MMA or anything like that before going and trying it?
Yeah. So it's funny because back in the day, so I'm gonna reveal a little bit about my age. So I'm a little bit older back when we had Blockbuster and Video
Hollywood Video.
Maniacs. Yeah, Hollywood Video, but we had Video Maniacs right there in Berkeley. That was my spot to rent all my movies. So yeah, I used to rent UFC 1 and 2 and all the old UFCs. So I knew a lot about UFC, and I was just one of those guys that really liked to watch it, and I would talk about like my buddies like, oh man, if I was in there, I'd do this and I'd do that. But I didn't realize that I didn't really know much of anything until I actually started training. So that's what kind of like motivated me to keep training. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I learned, yeah.
Now, do you remember if you gravitated more towards gi or no gi, or did it really matter at the time?
No, so yeah, people always ask me like, did I have any wrestling background? And I did. I wrestled briefly, and I worked out a lot with the wrestling team. So initially I was a little bit of a no-gi guy, and like my goal instantly was just to do MMA because I wanted to, as fast as I could, I wanted to get in the cage and be like one of the UFC guys, right? So
Yeah.
that was a goal, that was the dream initially. But yeah, the more that I learned about like jujitsu and just like all the mechanics that you can have using the gi, yeah, I fell in love with wearing the gi. So now I'm much more of a gi advocate than no. I still do no gi from time to time, but like no gi worlds is going on. I've been helping a lot of my buddies train for no gi worlds, but yeah, I'm much more of a gi advocate, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, you said you were at once chasing the MMA dragon, we'll call it, right? And
Mhm.
what was it that kind of pulled you away from that, or what made you stop pursuing the MMA and stick more towards jujitsu?
Man, yeah. Well, age definitely had something to do with it, right? So, I didn't start my martial art journey until I was 27. So, I kind of didn't peak until like my mid 30s, and I think I had my first MMA fight was 2010. So that was maybe about, is that like 15 years ago? So yeah, my first fight was I was close to 30. So yeah, what kind of steered me away was just, man, it's a lot of work you have to put into it. It's not just as fun as I mean, if you want to go really big, it's not
Yeah.
just as fun as training and getting in there and beating people up. But so I was working full time and then also trying to train on top of that. So I was kind of like burning the candle at both ends. So I think I got burnt out, and then also on top of that, just I lost a little bit of the passion for the sport just with like trying to sell tickets and trying to build my notoriety. And I had like a 2 year span of ring rust just from me trying to get fights. So I had like five guys that I was supposed to have fights with. They just didn't show up for weigh-ins. Like, oh, they sign up for the fight, and then when it's the day before when you're supposed to weigh in, they just didn't show up. So
Yeah.
it's like I train. I usually for any competition I put in like a good camp. So I usually like to do like 3 months or 2 months of just hard training and working out. And man, I would be training so hard, getting ready for these MMA fights, and it's like one of my first fights, so I'm really excited and everything, and then it's time to fight and the guy just doesn't show up. So I mean it kind of killed my motivation a lot for like just one-on-one. And I mean in jiu-jitsu you can always rely on the guy to be there because he's paying to be there, especially at like tournaments, right?
Yeah.
um I'm fond of super fights as well, but yeah, I like to get in there and compete. I'm very competitive. So when
Yeah.
somebody doesn't show up for competition after you've been training so hard to fight this one guy, you've been studying him and everything, and all your work just goes to waste, it's like such a bummer. Like you just get bummed out, like depressed. When I get
Yeah.
depressed, I start eating a bunch. So I would be on weight, I used to fight at 185, right? So I would be on weight, and then like as soon as I hear the fight's not happening over the weekend, I go pig out, and I'd be back up to like 210, just no, just a belly full of food. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it can be heartbreaking if you really have that competitive spirit and you don't have competition. Like that will destroy that, drive that you have and that dream. At the same time, it just kind of kills the momentum, and MMA is a momentum driven sport. We see
yeah,
guys all the
exactly.
time, excel to the very top based on
Mhm.
momentum. And if you don't have the competition out there, it can really damage what you're driving towards.
Yeah.
You said a couple things in there, and I want to back up a little bit. Now, at the time you were pursuing MMA, did you have like a management team or anything like that, or were you really doing everything all on your own?
No, no, no. So yeah, when I first started off amateur, it wasn't. It was just the team that I started with initially. But then I ended up switching academies for one of the worst reasons. But we can get into that a little later. But so I switched
Okay.
academy, and then that's when I joined Ralph Gracie Berkeley. And during that time, I was kind of given my last hurrah for MMA. And yeah, I was working with a great team way out in East Palo Alto. So I would work, and then I work a full day, and then as soon as I get off of work, I had to go drive all the way out to East Palo Alto to train with those guys because there's just not too many big, strong guys that you can train with to really get good at MMA here in the East Bay. So I would go out to San Jose, I would go out to East Palo Alto, I would go out to Sacramento every now and then, but I had to travel far to get really good training. But yeah, I had a great team out in East Palo Alto, and they helped me. He was yeah, Eugene Jackson. He's a former UFC guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he like coach. He was a great coach. He was a great manager. He put me in some of the best um, training situations, and also he opened a lot of doors for me. Had a lot of good opportunities, and one of the one of the opportunities towards the end there was fighting on the Bellator card. So
Wow.
yeah, I wouldn't have never you know made it there if it wasn't for him. So
Yeah, that's
mhm.
awesome, and it really helps out when you have a team behind you. And I even talked to a young fella in Texas, and he's competing in competitive BJJ, and he's got a management team behind him, finding him fights and matches and all that kind of stuff. And that's amazing. Like it's growing to the point to where it really does make a lot of sense if you're trying to pursue it as a career path to get the right
Yeah,
people.
yeah, you got to be careful with that though, so because some of the managers are kind of like they're kind of shady. They're always got their hands in your pocket, or they get you on some weird deals that don't really favor you too much. But yeah, I didn't have a bad experience in that regard. For me, it was just yeah, I just got worn out. I was working and training all the time. It became a little bit more of a chore and a job than a passion and a dream.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's tough.
yeah, yeah.
You said something earlier. You were talking about your history and working out and being in good shape
Mhm.
and things like that. I want to ask you, did you have somebody helping you along the way with working out and dieting and that kind of stuff, or did you learn all that on your own and kind of like
Yeah.
I know my secret sauce?
No, no, yes, I'm completely self-taught. I grew up poor, and I grew up my mother, she was a single mom. So it was just her and my brother and sister. So yeah, I was the oldest son. So everything I learned, man, it was all self-taught, and I would trickle down whatever I could to my younger brother, just so he'd be a little bit more well off than me. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Working out was like my it was kind of like what jujitsu is for me now, which is it was a great way to kind of relieve stress when I'm not, I'm not feeling too happy about certain circumstances. And then also just the community. You walk into the gym and everybody knows, like, hey, well, what's up, hey, you're chopping it up, you're getting distracted, you're having a good time. But yeah, it's the same thing that jujitsu provides for you. As soon as you walk in the door, everybody's, they're happy to see you, you're having a good time. And then also you get a great workout and good sweat, you improve yourself in some kind of way. And yeah, so the
Do you
win-win.
do you still obviously you probably want to stay in shape for matches and stuff, but are you still in the gym quite a bit outside of jujitsu?
Oh yeah, so definitely, yeah. When I'm training for one of the big competitions, I'm training jujitsu, and also on top of that, I'm in the gym hitting the weights and yeah, staying. Yeah, everybody thinks, oh, I just walk around like they're like, oh, it's genetic. He's nah, like it's my body and my accomplishments are due to hard work. So yeah, I'm in the gym all the time. I can ask anybody at Ralph Gracie how hard, how often I'm there training and how hard I work. And I'll work out. I'll do a full workout in the gym, and then right after that, I'll go train. And then after that, I'm in the sauna. I focus on recovery. So it's like, yeah, so I do a lot to prepare for these matches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And let's talk about some of the big matches. I seen you last year. You were prepping for Master Worlds and getting ready for the competition, but you did quite a bit of warm up super fights and things like that to get in shape and get ready
Yeah.
and get more reps in and talk about how you go about prepping yourself for a big competition when it comes to other matches.
Yeah. So for me, it's just about staying active and kind of diversifying the training, just what in the sense that you learn a lot about your training partners, the ones you train with most often. So it's still great training, but also you have to get some different looks. So I'm lucky enough to have an amazing coach that doesn't mind when I cross train. So I'll go to different academies and train with guys I've never trained with before. Or also, my favorite thing to do is to compete. So if there's an open like San Francisco, I mean Sacramento Open or San Jose Open or Arte Suave, if I can get on the card and fight somebody who's going to be what happened there? Who's going to be trying their hardest to beat me, then yeah, that's exactly what I need to get ready for these big tournaments, one of the majors, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's your mindset when you're competing in a big tournament like Master Worlds? Like, I mean, I saw a lot of your highlights. I was keeping close track on your match records and what you were doing out there. You look locked in, like, I mean, dialed in completely. What's going on in your mind? I mean, are you got nerves going on, or are you just cool, calm, collected, trying to keep it together, prep yourself independently for each match?
Oh yeah, so it's funny because that you asked. I tell this to a lot of the lower belts these days who are they got butterflies in their stomach and they're super anxious or jittery. Like I don't get nervous before competitions anymore. It's just like I'm so like relaxed. Like I have to do a lot to kind of amp myself up. So like before tournaments, big tournaments, I'm taking like 400, 500 milligrams of caffeine and trying to like really wake myself up because sometimes I feel like I'm much too relaxed and I don't have those jitters that used to provide you with a lot of like that fight or flight energy, you know. So I tell a lot of lower belts that I'm nervous, I don't know what to do. Like, man, I wish I still felt like that when I work. Like I would use I would use that energy so efficiently, I wouldn't have to rely on like caffeine or like, warming up or trying to psych myself up to like sometimes I tell myself like, oh, this guy said something crazy about your mom, so I'm trying to psych myself up to like want to take his head off. So
Yeah.
yeah, it takes a lot to kind of like get me all riled up. But yeah, once I'm going, then I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
It's
do you
hard.
think
It's once I got the energy going and I'm amped up, it's hard to calm me down. So yeah,
now, do you think you got that way from all of the competition that you've experienced over the years, or was
yeah,
there a
definitely.
point where you did experience those nerves quite a bit?
No, absolutely. So blue belt and purple belt, absolutely. It was, man, butterflies in the stomach. I was fighting all these big names, and I fought a lot of guys who are like huge, huge these days. And yeah, super nervous, and it's really hard to get in the zone a lot of times. And yeah, but I didn't realize that that type of energy was so important. But yeah, so I competed, man, at blue and purple. I competed like I was doing every competition I can ever go to. So in my career, jujitsu career, I've done well over maybe 150 tournaments and competitions. So at this point, it's just like it's still fun to me, and it's definitely still necessary because I still have a lot of goals in the sport. So yeah, but I'm just I'm too used to it. I'm too uh too relaxed, I guess. I don't know a better word to say than that. When I walk in, I'm just like super chill. Like if I wanted to, I can just lay down and take a nap. It's just yeah, yeah.
I want to back up a little bit. You touched on it briefly, but how you found your way to Ralph Gracie Berkeley, and talk about the importance of training in a high level gym like that, where I mean, you guys got tons of not only tons of people, but tons of great people and
Hmm.
different body types and different looks, and some of the great things about training at Ralph Gracie Berkeley.
Yeah, man. Wow, man, I love it there. I wish I would have started. I wish I would have started there. I feel like I would have hit so many of my accomplishments sooner, or some of the failures I had, I would have, overcame them and had some big successes in some of the other tournaments I had. But yeah, it's definitely a tough room. Like you said, there's a lot of really tough guys there. We got, a lot of good judo black belts. We have double black belts where they have a black belt in judo and jujitsu. We have big guys. We have small, agile, fast guys. We have a little bit of everything. We have great women. Our women's team, are, I roll with some of our women all the time, and I'm I sweating and breathing hard at the end of the round, like, oh man, that was a good roll. So no, it's just a great place to train. We have one of the best open mats in the Bay Area. We average at the open mat like 80 people, and it's like 20 different black belts, 25 different black belts that come and train. So it's always great training. So yeah, the gym, the academy that I started at, like I said, I was the biggest, strongest, most athletic guy, and the see, I don't want to kind of badmouth. I don't want to badmouth them at all, but I do have a little resentment, a little bitterness towards the academy I started off at. Just because I was working there. I was working there, I was training there, and I was representing them really well. So I won worlds at Blue, and then they put like a big banner up, like, oh, the world champion trains here. So they were using my accomplishments to better their business a little bit. So I was representing the gym well, and I was like one of the only really super active competitors there. So I had a lot on my back in that regard. But yeah, so my coach, it was a woman. She was a little bit more traditional, in the sense of like allowing students to cross train. So she knew that I needed to, because I was training with like, man, I was training with like teenagers and like white belts and like like just like smaller people. And I'm training with these people to get ready for Worlds and Pan Ams. And so I just wasn't getting the challenges that I needed to improve myself. And she recognized that. So what she would do is she would go with me to different academies and I would cross train when she was there. But eventually she wasn't able to go with me to all these different academies. And one of my favorite academies to go to was Ralph Gracie Berkeley. I would go to the open mat and I made a lot of friends over there. And what happened was, to make a long story short, so we were at what tournament was it? I think it was the US Open, or it was maybe it was I think it was US Open or a different tournament. And this was back when US Open was big, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the final. I'm in the final and she was she would try to coach me, but from the distance you couldn't hear anything that she would say. You know, she is a small Japanese woman and her voice didn't carry far. Okay. So all of my friends that I made over at House Gracie, they came over to the mat to watch and support. Oh, Ahmed's about to fight, you know. Even though I wasn't a part of the team at that point, they still came over to support me. And
Yeah.
they're loud. They were flying. They were like super loud. So she felt she felt disrespected because people from the other academy were coaching me when and it's never been like that. When I'm out there, like I listen to coaching if I can, but for the most part, I'm out there doing my own thing. I'm doing my own style and my own game. Um, but yeah, so she got mad at me for that. And after that, she wouldn't talk to me, but I was still working there and I was still training there. It was so awkward and so weird. And after about a month, they kicked me out. They told me, "Hey, you got to go." So that meant that I was out of a job. I wasn't able to train jujitsu anymore there, and I had to find a new spot. So when I told my buddies over at House Gracie, man, they were excited to welcome me with open arms. So I can't say enough how much I appreciate Eduardo and Alan and everybody who welcomed me to the team at that point. And after that, yeah, I was so motivated. I was just thriving, and yeah, I was winning a lot of big competitions, and yeah, I've just ever since then I've just been doing my best to represent well at the academy. So I've
Yeah.
I've I felt my jujitsu grow like so much more being with people who were big as me, or strong as me, as fast as me, or as technical as me. So yeah, I've really felt my game like grow into what it is today. And man, I wish I started at that academy. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
it's definitely one of the top places in the Bay Area if you're looking at it. And I mean, if you think of the Bay Area, I mean, it's flooded with great jujitsu. Like
Oh,
there's places
absolutely. Yeah.
all over. I mean, you got 10th Planet System is it if that's your thing, or there's tons of gi places. But I mean, martial arts is growing, and the Bay Area is one of the biggest places with a lot of people. So. But it sounds like you made the right choice, and you've been able to accomplish a lot of goals that you have set. And obviously, I know you and I talked at the Arte Suave event, and you were looking for that Master Worlds title.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were telling me
Yeah.
back then, you're like, I'm getting ready for Master Worlds, and I was excited to see you actually pull that off, and
Yeah.
go to. I mean, the black belt division is tough, and you're not going against small guys, so.
No, yeah. I
Um,
look, yeah, most people look at me and think I'm big, but in my division, I'm one of the smaller guys. So yeah, it's kind of funny in that way. Yeah, but yeah, I got some big mean guys in my division. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty tough.
Talk about some of the other goals you have for your jujitsu journey. I know you like to set goals. You were saying, what's some of the big ones you have in mind?
Yeah, so right now, my my goal is to win the four majors. Um, so normally you're supposed to win them in all in one calendar year to get the Grand Slam, right? But for me, I just want to have all four gold medals, and this year I won in Brazil, so I have Brazil gold medal. I won at Worlds, so I have a Worlds gold medal. And then Euros, I'm going to Euros in January to compete out there in Portugal. So the goal is to win gold there, and then also the last one I would need to have all of my Infinity Stones, as I like to call them. Will be Pan Am's. Yeah, Pan Am's will be in March, and that's in Florida. So that's heavy on my mind right now. Those are my goals. I want to win in Portugal at Euros, and then I want to win in Florida at Pan Am's.
Yeah.
But then, of course, I mean, I don't think it'll stop there. Repeating at Worlds. I mean, I compete. I do Worlds every year, so that's if I don't have any other tournaments on the calendar, that's definitely one that's mandatory every year. I have to do Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I have to get into this. If you've ever seen you come out in competition, you come out in a impressive style. I'll say. You always come out in a bull mask. Someone's usually in
Yeah.
front of you, leading you to the ring, or
Yeah.
sometimes you're
That's
going
that's
out
because
doing a
I could.
lap.
Yeah. That's because I could barely see in that mask, man. I gotta find a better mask for myself. Yeah.
But
Uh,
if we look at the collection behind you, you got some really cool stuff.
oh
Talk to me
yeah.
about where all that came from, how it ties in, and the importance behind it for you.
Okay, so yeah, so first and foremost, I'm a Taurus, so the zodiac sign is the bull there, but not just because of my sign, but also just because I've always been drawn to the animal. It's like it's one of the only animals that I know of that can't be tamed, right? So you look at some of the more ferocious animals, like think about like a lion, right? They say king of the jungle, but they have a lion in circus jumping through like fiery hoops and stuff like that. They're doing tricks, or like a bear. You see a bear riding like a tricycle, or something like that, or even aquatic animals like killer whales and stuff. You see them jumping up and doing all kind of tricks. If you try to train a bull to do a trick, you're gonna be, you're
Yeah,
not
good
gonna have,
luck.
yeah, you're not gonna have much luck, and it's not gonna end well for you. So I think that aspect of the animal, I think it was, yeah, that part was just really fascinating for me, and yeah, just like the cartoon bulls, I forget the name of the bull that was in the Looney Tunes, but yeah, he would always have to go up against Bugs Bunny. And I
Yeah.
would never root for Bugs Bunny. I always wanted Bugs Bunny to get just, man, just get wrecked. But yeah, of course, no luck there. But my family knows that I love bulls. So for every birthday or Christmas or any kind of gift giving type of celebratory day, they would always buy me a figurine, or my wife would buy me T-shirts and all kind of clothing with bulls on them and everything. So yeah, it's just kind of always been my thing. It's my spirit animal. So at some point, I was like, man, I should I should think of a fancy way to come out, because the Arte Suave, you get to come out to music, you get to walk out, you kind of get a
Yeah.
little highlight, right? So I was like, oh, what would be a fun way to come out? And that's when I got the bull mask, and I've been coming out with that ever since. And now people are like, man, you should go to a tournament and be in the bull pen with the bull mask, and just going in, like, people don't know who you are, and you just, who's this guy walking around with the bull mask? Like, it'd be so intimidating. Like, nah, it's like,
What do you think it does to people when they see you walking up? I mean, it's a pretty intimidating like
it
walkout. Like if you
is.
think of WWE walkouts
Uh-huh.
and you know some of the most intimidating ones,
Uh-huh.
like the way you come out, it's kind of like who the fuck is this guy? You
Yeah,
know?
like who's this guy? Yeah. I think my mask is a little bit more goofy. I don't think it's too intimidating. So I don't think they look at me and they're just like, oh no, like this guy. Like I think if I had a scarier bull mask, then maybe so. But I think they just see it as, oh, this guy's having fun. Like, yeah, his jujitsu is that good where he's not, he doesn't fear anyone. He's coming in, he's having a good time. He's relaxed. He's ready to go. And then they see my performance and they're like, oh, he's the real deal. So I think that's what impression I give off with the mask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to ask you, what's the toughest competition you face out there, whether it be a super fight or just in one match? And not only that, was there anybody that's ever intimidated you coming out to a match?
So I stopped being, yeah, like I said before, I would be nervous and worried about my opponent, but now I look forward to like a good challenge. Like even if I lose, to me I mean, it's of course it's disappointing because I'm super competitive, but I'm just like, man, like how did I lose? Was it because he's stronger than me? Was it because he was more technical than me? Was it because his endurance and cardio was better than mine? Like, did I make a huge mistake? It gives me the chance to kind of pick apart my game, and then I could, make improvements. They say if you lose, then you learn, but I really take that wholeheartedly, and it's a serious kind of serious thing for me. Like if I lose, I'm like, I really need to find out why I lost. So and then make sure that it doesn't happen again. So I can grow from it.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, you look at some of the greatest athletes of all time, your Michael Jordans, your Kobe Bryants, and athletes that are just literally obsessed with winning at not only the sport they're in, but everything in life. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
they're. I
yeah,
mean, God forbid you play a game of cards with Michael Jordan, and I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
he's gonna murder you. Or I heard
Absolutely.
stories, about him on the golf course, and but that competitive drive and it's great to see and there's not everyone has that, so like
Right,
it's important you understand that and use it to your success. And it's really cool to see though, because I mean when I see you compete, you're really locked in. You don't
hmm,
look nervous. You're out there in your bull mask,
yeah,
smiling, having fun.
hmm,
I mean, I just think that it's some of that competitive nature that makes you so different than other competitors out there.
yeah. Right. I completely agree with you. That competitive drive is it can be a good thing or a bad thing. If it's combined with ego, then of course, I mean, you're gonna be bit of a asshole in training and like not have great sportsmanship and stuff like that. But me, I'm the complete. I don't have an ego. I feel like I don't have an ego at all. Sometimes I can joke around and pretend to be cocky, but I feel like I'm a modest individual, and yeah, just competitively, I feel like it's not. It's not always about winning or losing. I think I nowadays it's for me it's just about the challenge. Like I want to be challenged. I want somebody to, I want to fight the best guys and see how well I fare against, some of these top names. And yeah, I can't I can't make any I don't want to give away any spoilers are giving away any news, but I have a few big super fights coming up like early next year against some really big names. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, man. And
Hmm.
of course, we're going to be excited to watch you out there. I do want to ask you, what are some of the things you enjoy doing, or what's some of the hobbies you like to do outside of jujitsu and outside of working out? What are some of the things that somebody may not know about you?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd. Like you wouldn't look at me and think that I'm such a big nerd.
How
Man,
so?
I play video games. I play a bunch of video games. My wife, she would buy me these huge Lego sets, and I would sit down and put together these really cool like Lego sets and stuff. I love puzzles and everything like that. Man, yeah, I used to be a part of a chess team when I was younger, and yeah, like a lot of really nerdy stuff. Uh, man, this back when Pokemon and stuff was big, I was had the Pokemon cards and
I
all kind
think
of
it's
stuff.
still big, man. I see these
Yeah.
Instagram videos of people, they weigh the cards now like with a scale, which
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, had we know about this in the day, back in
Mhm.
the day, it would have been game changer, but they weigh everything with the scale and then they know automatically it has good cards or bad cards and they'll just buy the whole pack.
Yeah. No.
They're
Yeah. No.
great
Yeah.
at it.
Pokemon. Yeah. My mistake. Yeah. Pokemon is still huge. I'm just not as into it as I was
Yeah.
when it first came out. Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, just a bunch of nerdy stuff, really. And then aside from that, family stuff. I got two baby boys, and I love spending time with them and spending time with my wife. And yeah, just we watch a lot of scary movies. I'm big on scary movies. It's like you'll see me training. I have like a Freddy Krueger gi or a Jason gi or I love all the horror films. So
What would you say your number one horror film of all time?
so the only one that used to really scare me as a kid was Freddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Jason, I'm like, oh, he was walking too slow. I'd just run away from him. Michael Myers, he used to walk slow, but he would like teleport and end up somewhere like in front of you.
Yeah.
You're like, how did you get on? I've been running for the past 2 miles. How'd you get to where I'm at? Like, what the? So, no, yeah, I wasn't too scared of anybody other than Freddy because it's like,
Yeah.
man, it's no
Freddy
getting
was
away.
in your dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no getting away from it. You can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
You still
I
got to do them.
I had an older cousin. He's quite a bit older than me, and he had the whole Freddy Krueger VHS. I'm dating myself.
Mm,
VHS collection, and then eventually got it on DVD.
mm,
And I remember being like, I don't know, 10 years old, 9 years old. I don't know how old little kids are when they're interested in watching that kind of stuff, and they're not supposed to. And me and my cousin, we stole all of his Freddy Krueger movies and watched them. And that was the worst idea when you're a kid to
yeah, yeah.
do.
You
Like,
got a bunch of nightmares, huh?
oh, bunch of them, man. It
Yeah.
was it was unbelievable. But
Because the
yeah.
whole thing is about nightmares. So it's like, of course, you're gonna have a nightmare if you're watching a movie about somebody having nightmares. So yeah, it's just not fair.
Yeah. Ahmed, it's been great getting to know you a little bit more, getting to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you best of luck in the future with all of your goals and your missions. I like to call them. And the reason I like talking about goals is because, you want to speak it into existence and make it a reality. And now the whole world is going to listen to those goals and watch you achieve them over time. And you manifested those goals when we talked and did that small little interview at Arte Suave. You talked about that gold medal you were looking at back then. And I just like to say we're rooting for you, we're right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to give my guests just a couple minutes for any shout outs and wrapping this thing up, and any love towards any training partners, anything like that. But just want to give you a few minutes. Take the time, the floor is yours.
Oh yeah. I'm not big on shout outs. I always forget somebody and I'm just like, oh man, I should have said that. But of course, all my my head coach at Waterfrog and my all my training partners at Health Gracie Berkeley. Um, my wife, she's always in my corner, she's being super mom and taking care of the kids while I'm off training and spending time away from home. What else? Yeah, I guess.
how How do people get a hold of you to find out about the Ralph Gracie Berkeley Open Mat? I know it goes on the weekends. It's always full. I see the pictures. Tons of people out there. Good training.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's every Sunday at 10 o'clock. We have how many hosts now? We have 4 hosts. So it's me, Don, Don Staben, and Alan. So we host, and then also we just added a woman host because she also hosts. So we're starting a women's only open mat, and her name is Melissa. So she helps out with our open mat, and also she helps out with the women's only open mat. So yeah, we got a great thing going on over there. Yeah, you can contact me or contact any one of the other hosts if you want to come. It's free to everybody. We just ask that there's no knuckleheads coming in there trying to be too competitive or start anything between like different academies. We like a good we like good competition there, but also want everybody to feel comfortable and not have to worry about any kind of politics or drama that sometimes the jiu-jitsu community can have. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have seen you were doing some seminars a while back. Are you going to continue to do those?
Man, yeah, I'd love to. Like, I have a very unique game. Like, everybody knows I play half guard, but my half guard is so different than anybody you've ever seen. So, like, I invented a guard. I call it the couch potato guard. And I'm constantly inventing new moves. I got this new move that everybody hates because it's horrible to be caught in, but it's a position that my professor calls the watermelon, the watermelon position. So, or melancia is how you say it in Portuguese. But yeah, and my last few super fights I won using that watermelon position. So it's been really beneficial for me. Yeah.
And if anyone wants to get you out at their academy for a seminar, what's the best way to get a hold of you or get in touch with you?
Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is dynamite_white. Yeah, just let me know a good day to come through and what type of stuff you'd like me to show. I have a very versatile game. I'm more of a guard player, but I have a lot of great concepts when it comes to passing guard as well. So yeah.
Like I said, it's awesome getting to know you, and we wish you nothing but success in the future. Go follow Dynamite White, Ahmed White, on Instagram. Get him out for a seminar. He's a world champion and doing big things in the California jiu-jitsu worldwide jiu-jitsu community. I'm going to speak it into existence. We're looking forward to seeing more of you. Fans, don't forget, you can follow the podcast. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. We are available. You can download us each and every week. Again, thank you to all of our partners for all of the continued support. Thank you to the fans for continuing to download each and every episode of Grapplers Talk. Again, don't forget to vote for our guest of the year. It's boiled down to your boy, Don Staben.
Yeah,
also your boy, Austin Hart.
Yeah, even Kirk. Kirk is a good friend of mine too.
Yeah.
We got nothing but friends in the community. So yeah, it's all love. That's all love.
Kirk is the man. I've been going back and forth with him, and he cracks me up. I love that guy. So again, thank you everyone for being a part of this episode. Again, you can download us each and every week. This has been another great episode of Grapplers Talk. This is Dave, and we are out.
This is Grapplers Talk.